Holy shit. He said what?
It is interesting how she's exposing her as a yacht girl, someone who was paid off by rich men to go and hang out.
I choose people whose lives are shrouded in mystery, and they've climbed the greasy pole. They want to be famous, they want to be influential, they want to be powerful.
Meghan Markle likely spent time with Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein before she even met Prince Harry.
They want to hide their secrets, and I just love digging away to find out what they don't want us to know.
She flirts openly with other men.
No.
What if the royal story was just a big show that fooled everyone? And with Meghan and Harry, you see drama scandals and fake vibes. Meghan wanted to be Diana, but now she's all about attention, and Harry just follows her lines like a broken record. It's not a fairy tale anymore. And now Tom Bower is exposing all the secrets.
The truth, I spoke to very few friends of Meghan because she put a fatwa on anyone talking to me who she could. So I sent off dozens and dozens of emails to her friends, and most of them didn't even.
All the yacht girl rumors, all the time she said one thing and did another, and her endless chase to be like Diana, but never could. But here is the twist. Nobody says. Meghan and Harry aren't fighting the system. They are using it, playing the victim and spinning stories to get attention and money. The more they talk, the less people believe. And now Bower shows it was never admiration for Diana. It was all calculation. Meghan studied Diana, every pose, every gesture, every photo to copy her in public and make herself look like the perfect princess.
Being a simple soul has easily changed to suit Meghan's agenda.
Here is the harsh truth. You can't fake being real. And Meghan looked desperate with every tilted head and fake tear. People just rolled their eyes, and Harry, instead of honoring Diana's memory, handed it to Meghan like a script. She saw Diana not as family, but as a brand. She wanted to copy, and the public saw through it. It was all marketing. Meghan tried to be the new Diana, but ended up a cheap knockoff, and Harry, blinded by love, played along. Turning Diana's memory into their victim circus, what was once special became just a prop. And after that, there was no going back.
I brought Meghan Markle, whatever her name is, to my Deal or No Deal celebrity golf tournament.
But in the end, nothing beats the truth, the real facts.
She was one of my Deal or No Deal girls that were, she was a caddy for all of my celebrities.
So when Meghan came along into the scene, I just thought, this is fascinating. How is this going to play?
Bower shows that wanting to be Diana was just the start. The next part is darker with all the yacht girl rumors. Meghan wasn't just copying Diana. She was hanging on private yachts with billionaires, playboys, and Hollywood people using charm and connections. Not acting skills to get ahead, she acted like a struggling actress who made it alone. But the whispers, photos, and hidden stories tell a different tale. And Harry knows it all, yet he stands with her pretending it's a fairy tale, when really, it looks like a casting couch scandal on the water.
He could use, and who could serve her purposes. She did want him because she then was promoted from an unknown actress into a global star.
The harsh truth is Meghan's Hollywood story wasn't about acting or auditions. It was about using connections until she caught the biggest prize a prince too naive to see. He was just a stepping stone. Bower says it bluntly. Meghan didn't stumble into royalty. She planned, worked, and surfed her way there. And the yacht rumors just made it worse inside the palace. Her story is full of contradictions. One day she says she barely knew Harry, the next. She says she watched his every move. She acts naive and then like a mastermind. And Harry just goes along like a puppet, oblivious to how ridiculous it all looks.
Discovered was, of course, that she was hunting for a man in England from 2013, and she wanted wealth and she wanted fame, and she targeted. There's no doubt she targeted her.
All these changing stories aren't harmless. They show Meghan bends reality to suit herself. The more she talks, the less people believe. And it's not just the public. Even the palace and Hollywood saw it. Now, The world watches her stories fall apart instead of strong. She looks like a liar struggling to keep her script straight. And Harry, once honest, is now just her co-star, where truth doesn't matter, only appearances. Bower shows her contradictions are not accidents. They are a strategy, but a clumsy one that ruins her credibility. And once that's gone, the fall is fast. Hollywood chews up pretenders and spits them out. Meghan thought she was untouchable on the royal stage, but now the people she courted ignore her deals, vanish. Partnerships end, and producers distance themselves. Not because of conspiracy, but because no one wants a brand full of scandal and drama. Netflix and Spotify didn't fail. Meghan and Harry did, turning chances into disasters with whining contradictions and no substance.
Harry and Meghan Markle will still get paid millions of dollars for doing absolutely nothing. And that's just by Netflix.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Hollywood loves reinvention, but Meghan's constant spin made her look fake, and Harry tagging along like a sidekick made it worse. The same stars who once smiled for photos now avoid her because reputation is everything, and hers dropped fast. She sold herself as a feminist icon, but when the spotlight faded, she showed she was chasing sympathy, not respect. Hollywood can sense desperation, and Meghan reeks of it. Every failed deal and awkward moment prove her star power was hype, and now Bower shows she's not just losing favor, she's toxic. And the worst part is she turned Harry into her puppet, scripting his interviews and making him her sidekick. This isn't love, it's control, and Meghan is always front and center while Harry fades into a lost, bitter caricature of himself.
Whenever they need money, whenever they need publicity to stoke their reputation, they'll drop another little.
Bower tears apart the illusion, showing every staged photo, every hand-holding pose, every Diana-like moment was made to keep Meghan controlling the story, and Harry went along giving up his family, country, and pride to be part of a PR show. One believes the man who once was loyal and brave now looks like a broken prop in Meghan's quest for attention. It's not a partnership, it's manipulation, and the cost is Harry himself. Meghan didn't just marry him, she rewrote him, made him her accessory. And when sympathy ran out, she even used their kids, especially little Lilibet, as tools for headlines, timing stories and appearances around her like a PR move, treating her daughter more like a shield than family. It's the most cynical play imaginable.
And they put out pictures of Lilibet, but it doesn't. You see her half covered. Right. What you always see is Meghan. So it's all about Meghan again.
Meghan drapes herself in motherhood when she wants the press on her side, then goes silent when accountability shows up, and Harry, instead of protecting their daughter, stands by while she becomes a pawn. Every staged mention of Lilibet is calculated. First, photo releases, then name issues with the Queen, and now sympathy pushes. Whenever Meghan's reputation drops, Bower calls it exploitation disguised as parenting. Meghan doesn't show real care. She uses innocence as a weapon, and the world sees it, the constant. Diana references the Victim Act and now using her own child for publicity. It's not strength, it's desperation, showing she's willing to gamble with anything. Even her child's privacy. By the time their empire started falling, the only surprised were Meghan and Harry Bower shows. Their brand wrapped in royal fairy dust is now a punchline full of hypocrisy, contradictions, and fake victimhood. People aren't fascinated anymore. They are just rolling their eyes.
Doing an interview to offer them a platform to tell their story about why they left. And that was my number one intention, was just clarity on why did you leave. And so some of the things that were revealed in that interview came as a surprise to me, and those surprises are now referred to as bombshells.
Meghan never really intended to stay. Her guest list to her wedding showed her real ambition was to be a star in California, and Harry's friends were excluded from the guest list in the evening from the dinner.
The Oprah interview that was supposed to be their big defining moment is now remembered as nothing but exaggeration and half-truths. And their Netflix show, instead of making them cultural icons, exposed them as narcissists who couldn't stop whining long enough to notice the audience had stopped paying attention. Every move Meghan makes screams calculation. Every project reeks of opportunism, and Harry looks more like her bodyguard than her husband. And when you mix fake empowerment speeches with endless pity parties, you don't get admiration, you get backlash. Hollywood no longer sees Meghan as aspirational. She's radioactive, dragging Harry down with her into irrelevance. Deals don't fail by accident, reputations don't collapse overnight. This is what happens when arrogance meets reality. Meghan thought she could outplay the palace, outshine Hollywood, and outmaneuver the press. Instead, she stands exposed. Her brand shredded, her credibility gone, and her influence reduced to gossip fodder. Every staged photo, every carefully crafted moment, every reference to Diana, every tear, every tilted head was part of the act. Harry surrendered willingly, abandoning his family, his country, and his dignity to become part of a PR campaign. No one believes anymore. The man who once embodied loyalty and courage now looks like a broken mouthpiece, a walking prop in Meghan's endless quest for attention. It's not a partnership, it's manipulation, and the cost is Harry himself. Meghan didn't just marry him, she rewrote him, hollowed him out, and repackaged him as her accessory. And when sympathy ran dry, she even used their children, especially little Lilibet, as tools for headlines, timing stories and appearances around her like a PR move, treating her daughter more like a shield than family. It's the most cynical play imaginable. She drapes herself in motherhood when she needs the press to soften, then retreats into silence when accountability comes knocking, and Harry stands by letting their daughter become a pawn. Every calculated mention of Lilibet, from photo releases to name controversies to sympathy pushes, shows exploitation disguised as parenting. Meghan weaponizes innocence, and the world sees it. The constant tugging at Diana's ghost, the victimhood narrative, and now using her own child as a publicity prop. It's not strength, it's desperation revealing. She's willing to gamble with anything, even her child's privacy, by the time their empire started crumbling. The only people surprised were Meghan and Harry Bower. Shows their brand, once wrapped in royal fairy dust, is now a punchline full of hypocrisy, contradictions, and staged victimhood. People aren't fascinated anymore. They are rolling their eyes. Every move Meghan makes screams calculation. Every project reeks of opportunism. Harry looks more like her bodyguard than husband. Fake empowerment speeches mixed with endless pity parties bring backlash, not admiration. Hollywood no longer sees her as inspiring. She's radioactive, dragging Harry down. Deals fail, reputations collapse. This is the result of arrogance meeting reality. Meghan thought she could outplay the palace, outshine Hollywood, and outsmart the press. Instead, she stands exposed. Her brand shredded, her credibility gone, and her influence reduced to gossip fodder. The Oprah interview, the Netflix show, every staged moment, every tear, every tilt, every Diana reference, every calculated move, every public appearance reveals desperation and manipulation, and Harry plays along like a puppet, losing his own identity, while Meghan turns motherhood into a PR tool, using their children to shield herself and keep attention flowing. This is not love, it's control, and the world sees through it. Every failed deal, every awkward public moment, every contradiction adds to the proof that their empire of illusions has collapsed, leaving them exposed and irrelevant. And Bower makes it clear there is no going back from the mess they created. Meghan Markle is not the modern Diana she wanted to be. She's the warning of what happens when ambition destroys itself, and when you take away the glitz, the staged moments, the endless spin. What's really left of Meghan and Harry? Not the royal rebels they pretended to be, not the humanitarian power couple they sold us, but two fallen stars clinging to relevance as their empire of contradictions falls apart right before our eyes. Tom Bower shows there is no real authenticity in Meghan. She is not a victim. She's a strategist trapped in her own lies, and Harry is not leading, he's just stumbling through her script. Their story isn't a fairy tale anymore. It's a warning about what happens when ambition eats integrity, and when branding replaces truth, and the saga gets darker. Because if you think her need for control is exposed, wait until you see the Yacht Girl photos. Colin Joe brought out images Meghan Meghan would do anything to erase that scandal. Makes everything else look tame and she can't escape it if you want to see what really rattles her. Check my previous video, Meghan Markle unhinged after Colin Joe shows the leaked yacht girl photos. This is where the truth behind the headlines shines brighter than the lies. So if you want the raw truth, no filters, no fairy tale spin, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now, because here on Taylor Tells All, we spill everything the royals wish you would never hear.